All right. We are
These names are not
back,
right.
and we need to switch the names. So Blitzbolt was in our last game, and we have Maverick back now, and we have our last game for week 2.
Yeah, this is going to be the kind of the winners. I don't even know if finals is the right word, but like winners matchup of week 1. So both Black Cats and Skeletons walked away with a victory, and so the idea being that as the teams that continue to win play each other, we should be able to see some close matchups. So that's what we're looking for on this go around. I mean, both these teams are pretty extraordinary. We do have one sub in this week, which is Blitzbolt for Goose. Both high-level DPS players, so I don't think it should make too big of a difference. But whenever you mix up your team, sometimes the communication's off, so we'll see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, we'll see if that impacts. So we've got also one of our hero highlight runner-ups on Team Skeleton is Doorway. So he'll be playing in there. Somebody to look for. And then on Black Cat, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, part of the decision behind Doorway's hero highlight was definitely a Zarya play. So he's definitely charged up way faster than any other Zarya that we see out there.
Yeah, it was way ahead of the curve in keeping that charge alive for that Zarya.
Absolutely. You'll see his name pop up a lot in the kill feed, and he just supports and makes the right calls, and it's very exciting Zarya play to see. So we're definitely looking for that this time around.
So we have a lot of players on here that were stand out in this season as well as past seasons. So I think we have a lot to look forward to in these two teams. So I think, do we have a decision on first map? So we've got
we're starting in
Junkertown.
Junkertown right here. So again, like we mentioned in the last one, this is going to be, we can swap video feeds here so you guys can kind of see the map as we go through it. This is, the beginning of this map is so interesting. We got a slight, I think.
Let's try that one more time.
Don't the frames always cap at 16?
Yeah, they should.
I'm gonna jump over and just try and figure out what's going on right now, so I'll be right back.
Check VSync. All right, since Maverick's on the ball there, we'll again read off. We've got Black Cats up against our Skeletons, our winning teams facing off. A little different than seasons past. So we have a lot of fans of Doorway there.
Okay, we are back in action.
All right.
A little confusion. I think people are so used to seeing the 144 that sometimes when it's not, you think something's wrong. All right, so like I was saying before, the beginning of this map is really wide open, so Widows can really shred apart this opening. I don't remember any of these players being big Widow players. Meyer was it for a little bit, but if he's on defense, sometimes that is a pretty risky defensive move to make. So let's see what we got kind of coming out of our offensive team Cats right here. What do you think about the lineup?
All right, so I like the aggressiveness of the Winston. We got Loth there as your Zen in the back. We got a nice pharmacy setting up, and we got Cam bringing it home with the Diva. So I think, we'll kind of see what they do here, but being an open outside, area there in the beginning, I like the Pharah because you've got all the nice space, and then you've got the flanking opportunities with the Tracer. So it'll be good to see what they're going to do there. I'm kind of interested to see what Skeletons are going to do with Zarya and the Winston in there on the offensive. They have their answer to the flanking with Blitzbolt coming into the Genji, which will be good to watch because Blitz is pretty good at Genji, as well as a number of other heroes, but he'll be a one to keep an eye on for sure. And then Junkrat, being that this is his home turf map, has been a pretty big heavy damage dealer. I know they've put in some buffs in the past few patches. and some changes to Junkrat, which has made him more of a key player in the damage area. So we'll see what happens there. So we have yet again another pause. It looks like we're having some audio issues with one of the headsets. New for this season. I know we've asked to use the House Steel Series headsets that they have here. So I'm not sure. I think one of the machines might still be using a different headset. So.
This is...
Wow.
It really is. All right. So they've iced the other team enough, I think.
Okay.
So we're going to see what we got. So you definitely, the pharmacy's super good right now with as much space as there is to abuse. Going to be able to jump around, do a lot of work. Got Myers setting up a little trap here. Did they see it? I don't think so. And we'll see if they end up getting caught up on this or not.
Are they going to fall for it?
I am a little surprised that we're not seeing some Widows come out right away. You've got huge amounts of sight lines here. It's such a great opportunity to snipe targets. You've got your spawn right here, so it's pretty low risk. See if anybody hits that right out the gate. Ooh, Loth is looking... Oh, good eye.
Oh, good eye there, Loth. Looking for the traps.
So they're coming down right here. Fission is getting ready to fly up and contest. All right, so Black Cat's making a good stand here. Definitely an interesting hold by Skeletons there. Usually you want to hold up on the kind of causeway up there. And without that, it does kind of weaken their push, or their hold a little bit, as you can see, as they're just getting pushed into by the Black Cats. All right, they do manage to stop them a little bit here, and Meyer pulling off a quick kill on Spice means that Skeletons has a little bit of an advantage, but already right behind him, Chaosinator shredding this back line on those healers. And he is going to pick up D-Wise, which just goes down huge, but he falls with Blitzbolt right back there picking him up. Regardless of Skeletons, really strong hold there. Chaosinator had a great idea there, get into that back line to really disrupt it, but it's not going to be enough as the rest of the Black Cats go diving back a little bit here and trying to regroup.
One of the quick call-outs here, if we look at Sciaticon playing there as the Orisa, if you notice Doorway kind of dipping in and out of that protective area, building that charge. Again, a very effective method. If you see that damage coming into the shield, he throws up his bubble. Nice ult there by Fission, but gets taken out.
Yeah, and isn't able to pick up D-Wise,
no.
who just backs up just enough to avoid it. And the ult coming down from the Junkrat gets picked up by Camyord. Chaosinator, you only got 155 health. Are you going to be able to get it out? Scipitar's on him, though, keeping him up. And allows that aggression to continue, but the Black Cats just aren't able to push back there. You can see Spice picking up a big kill on D-Wise there, forces, or gets the ult out of Loth to continue this aggression. Niam doing a good job keeping up the team. Blitz is trying to get Loth, which he does.
Look at that tracing, very nice.
But it is at a cost.
It is.
Scipitar pops her ult, which is going to allow this push to keep going for the Black Cats, and it looks like, I don't know if that was a right call by Doorway there, but he does get his ult up quickly, and this is Black Cats taking on this first point.
Wow.
Yeah, great play there, just right out the gate, taking advantage of the aggression, and right now they're just trying to chase kill after kill here. Loth playing super aggressive, knows that he can get kills like this, and with Spice just following up. Doorway's not going to make it out of this one alive either, and he gets taken out. So Black Cat's putting up a really dominant, aggressive first point here, and with only one on the payload, they might want to consider a couple more, but they really want to hold that forward aggression. Spice got an opportunity to hit D-Wise, which he does, but ooh, I thought the bubble got on him too, but it wasn't enough.
Nice tracer play here by Spice.
Yeah, Spice just had some great standout play for sure. Gets caught into a weird corner here with Camyord, but they still have a numbers advantage. Camyord pops the ult, it's going to pick up 2, and this card's just going to keep moving.
Black Cat's very precise. I mean, that's very precision attacks here. They're doing a very good job of the coordination.
Even that push right there, they, between Camyord and Spice, they kind of almost got him in between both areas and just collapsed on him. And, you know, it's really hard to take these fights when you're surrounded like that. So Spice, again, doing a great job keeping them at a distance and just allowing the cart to just continue to move forwards. Meyer on Spice here. Camyorn gets taken out. He's going to probably fall as well. Sipiter might go for the res, though. It will be a little risky. Does manage to pop it off. Grab is up for Doorway here. This could be big. Ooh, lands a huge ult chart with his... Look at that. Nice combo. Spice manages to land it, but even if he picks up a target here, it's not really going to be a lot. And just like we said, Doorway's already got 100 charge, doing a ton of damage with that.
That was a nice placement on the ult. That was very, I mean, that's exactly why Doorway was our hero highlight runner-up last week.
Absolutely.
That is some great watching a good Zarya is a huge difference, because playing with that full charge makes you a lot more offensive than the passive player lobbing in that secondary attack. So we got Crossinator here with the ult here coming as Winston, which is very effective on these payload maps.
Yeah, can't seem to find a target, and Blitzball's just slicing and dicing those supports and everybody. The ult comes out of Loth just a little bit, well, I guess just to keep up his team, and they're just... Might be a little too late, though, on that. We'll see.
Too little, too late? I have to say, out of all the games with Zen, we haven't seen any... a lot of the Zen plays seem like they're just a little too early or a little too late.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you know, look at Doorway. He's almost got his ult already back up. You really want to save those ults, you know, an ult like Transcendence for a Doorway ult. Sipiter so low. She gets taken out, and this is looking like Skeleton's really making a good stand here and pushing this back. Meyer chasing kills.
That is a team that does not give up.
Yeah, now they've definitely got a good hold here. You know, I find this position in general can be pretty challenging to hold. You've got very narrow corridors to get onto the point, and Team Skeletons is definitely taking advantage of that.
Yeah, the choke points here are so clearly defined. It's kind of a matter of brute strength at this point.
So yeah, big ult coming out of Fission there, but...
Ooh, this Diva ult might cause some damage, but just curated some zoning there, kind of pushed everyone out.
Ooh, D-Wise really out in the middle of no man's land there, gets picked up, and now Black Cats are just running this point right through. A big wipe there.
That was a really nice hold-up, though, on Skeleton's part, regardless. I mean, considering if both teams run this payload all the way back, I think they bought some valuable time there.
Yeah, and you're already looking at, they've got about a minute left. If they don't reach any, you know, if they're not contested, which they will be, they did a really good job chopping off a lot of time.
And this is a fun corner of the map here with lots of angles of attack. So there'll be a lot of action here before they can finally push this payload in.
Another huge ult, Blitzbolt, Meyer, back to back. This was really created again by Doorway, who's just does an unbelievable Zarya play to keep this going.
Would you say he opened the doorway of opportunity of his team there?
He absolutely does, and that's what a good Zarya does. These ults are huge game changers and momentum shifts. Look, they're down to 30 seconds, and Meyer chases another kill.
Wow, and the payload is now moving slowly backwards.
That's the way that the Black Cats did not want it to go.
Yep.
So Black Cats have got one more opportunity to regroup and push in. Psychoticon's almost got his ult up, and Meyer's got his as well. Pops his, doesn't manage to pick up anybody, trying to take out D-Wise, but the ult from Loth comes down and keeps him up. Or that's Sipiter. Sipiter, though, taking a lot of damage here, manages to fall back. Blitzbolt's on her, she pops Valkyrie. They need people on the point if they're going to continue moving this, and Black Cat starts to progress. Sipiter with the res on Loth. Keeps the supports up. Spice picks up a big kill, gets rejected by D-Wise.
Valkyrie is still going, and dropped off.
Ooh, all coming down right here. Camyorn doesn't manage to pick up anybody. Does clear the point a little bit. Chaosinator picking up the kills right now as everybody's trying to just get on this payload. This is looking like Black Cats is going to be able to make it in overtime.
Wow.
Big shift there at the end. I didn't think they were going to be able to make it.
Running it back.
But it is an overtime, so...
So this is also another example of kind of chipping away and what is I would argue, a more competitive game we just watched there, because the difference between a team getting steamrolled is they took those small opportunities and took the time to collect themselves and defend. So you were looking at Skeletons collecting themselves after getting steamrolled and then coming back and then answering, rather than just trickling in or just continuing to try that brute force kind of deathmatch approach to their defense. So as you saw there, they ran it down to the line because of that, because they were chipping away at those small gains that they can get. They add up to a lot.
That's what you got to do. I mean, that's the way you make the payload move. You want to take advantage of any of those tiny opportunities, because that's what's going to win you the game. And that's what we really saw out of Black Cats there. They were able to exploit some weaknesses, some chinks in the armor, and made it through. So very exciting stuff to see.
All right, so do we have any let's see any big lineup changes. I see a Widow up there by Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer's opting for hopefully this Widow at the beginning. I think that's such a smart move. You can really get you can get a lot of work done with it. You can get some early picks, and if you do die or you're not as effective as you think you are, you have an opportunity to kind of go back, change your hero, pick something that counters what they have. You have that luxury when you're on attack. Neome begging the other team to consider, the importance of that.
Leave that motorcycle alone.
Black Cat's holding a much better position up there. That's where most teams are holding with the planks that are set up there. It gives you some good defense.
Good line of sight as well.
Got some shots coming out of our
Speaking
Widow
of
there.
line of sight. Yeah.
Meyer doesn't like missing those shots. We don't like watching you miss them either. He's trying to pick up some of those supports, isn't able to get them. He's going to commit pretty heavy to this Widow play, though, and he's going to progress up the point. With Cam Yord out of mech, that's pretty significant, but Fission goes down.
Oh, and look out behind you. There comes Winston.
Yeah, Chaosinator remembers from last week when the Widows were uncontested. That was such a huge problem, and Chaosinator's on that Widow right away now, not allowing her to just sit on the high ground and collect kills.
Yeah. And that is a big change from last week, and also we took some time to breathe there, because I think I remember watching the Widows last week and not breathing for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got some Lucio on attack there. DPS Lucio, if you will.
Yeah, but Cam Yord just a little bit out of position, isn't able to dive back to support his team, and he gets picked up, and this is looking like Team Skeletons is taking on the offensive there. Sipiter's going to likely go down unless she can fly away, which she barely does.
Yeah.
And she's going to wait for her team to recollect, and Black Cats is going to have an opportunity to contest this point.
So this is what we're talking about with the team collecting themselves. Let's see if Black Cat, it looks like they're going to make it here to contest before they hit this checkpoint, potentially. So let's see if they're organized enough to do that. But we have Myers, that threat there in the back. Widow still getting the attention of the Black Cats there.
Black Cat's really aggressive here. Picked up a ton of good kills there to pretty much secure the point. So, yeah, Myers a huge threat, but they were able to deal with it with some good dive moves.
Yeah, very good job there on that part. Again, a collective, calm approach is now gaining them valuable seconds that they need to defend the payload, and it's pushing it back. Well, not right now.
Even think about those tiny advantages. You had Sipiter just barely out of position. If they could have picked her, that would have been a big deal, but they were not. And look at those ults by Black Cats. They've almost got everybody with an ult but Fission. That's not looking good, but we're going to see what they're able to do here. We got another ult coming out of Doorway. He's going to try and pick up these supports. He's waiting for that Mercy to land. Ooh, forces the ult out of Loth. Still's holding this Graviton. This will be huge if he can land this.
Let's see what happens.
There it is, waiting for it to expire. Picks up both supports. That's huge for Skeletons. Can they clean it up, though? Spice ulting, but so is Blitz.
And the dust is almost settled.
It's looking like Cam Yord, though, able to hold on to this with his ult. Gets back into mech. Look at that aggression. Picks up D-Wise. Isn't able to eat that ult, but it doesn't matter. He's able to fly away, or isn't able to eat those beams, so he just flies away. And Black Cats is already regrouped.
And they've got nice ult management here. Not everyone shot him off at once. They're kind of spacing it out. while the others charge. Golden Gun Winston here really pushing. That's very aggressive. Very aggressive.
Yeah, but this, Black Cats is able to afford to do that. Hopefully, with only 100 health left, he does get out of there.
And they have 30 seconds left on the clock. Fission's ult is sitting there. We got that's a Junkrat ult coming at you.
Look at that. Doorway already has another Graviton.
What in the...
Watching for Fission's ult. Somehow is able to destroy it. Big move by Doorway here. He's starting to progress onto the point. They've got this Graviton. It can't get eaten by D.Va. He's got to be careful. Shoots it down to the ground. Picks up 3. Picks up the Mercy. Ult's coming down. It doesn't matter. This is looking like Black Cat's is not going to be able to hold it. Skeleton's going to be able to pick this up.
No! Wow.
They all fall off the point. Black Cats picks it up.
Wow. Well, that was some pretty exciting play right there. Admire with the play of the game.
Really surprising that Skeletons fell off the point there. They were definitely holding a strong position.
All right, I will get Meyer his award. Meyer's on this side. Yeah, Skeletons over here? Or no?
Yeah. Skeletons over there. All right, and now we are going to pick our second map here. So the losing team, which is Skeletons, is going to pick Ilios. It definitely seems to be a favorite of the teams here.